Hello everyone, welcome back to Design Schooling. From this video onwards, we start with the next series that is completely filled of theory related to UI UX essential design concepts. These concepts are not widely spoken, but play a crucial role in big companies to achieve the best of all. Let us move forward and know about interaction design. In this video, we will figure out the meaning of interaction design, why the professionals talk so much about it, and also some dimensions we need to keep in mind being an interaction designer. So, let's get started. Interaction design is an important component within the giant umbrella of user experience design. But what is interaction design? So, it is the design of the interaction between users and products. The goal of interaction design is to create products that enable the user to achieve their objective or objectives in the best way possible. Most often, when people talk about interaction design, the products tend to be software products like apps or websites. For a better understanding, interaction design is the creation of a dialogue between a person and a product, system, or service. This dialogue is both physical and emotional in nature and is manifested in the interplay between form, function, and technology as experienced over time. The interaction between a user and a product often involves elements like aesthetics, motion, sound, space, and many more. As you might already realize, there's a huge overlap between interaction design and UX design. Let's know both the roles individually. UX design is about shaping the experience of using a product, and most part of that experience involves some interaction between the user and the product. But UX design is more than interaction design. It also involves user research, that is, finding out what the users are in the first place, creating user personas, that is, why and under what conditions would they use the product, creating user personas, performing user testing and usability testing, etc. Both a UI designer and a visual designer deal with how a product looks, and an interaction designer deals with how a user engages with the product. All of these are part of user experience design. UX accounts for all interaction points between the user and a system or product. Let's see one good example of interaction design. The picture content shown on the screen is in a stereoscopic way. Sliding the time axis on the left side, it will show the corresponding picture according to the shooting time. The selected picture will be displayed in the middle of the mobile interface. Moving forward, let's study the five dimensions of interaction design. It will help us understand what interaction design involves. Gillian Grantham Smith, an interaction design academic, first introduced the concept of four dimensions of an interaction design language, to which Kevin Silver, who was a senior interaction designer, added the fifth. So, the five dimensions are as follows. First is words, that is, especially those used in interactions, like button labels, should be meaningful and simple to understand. They should communicate information to users, but not too much information to overwhelm the user. The second dimension is visual representations. This concerns graphical elements like images, typography, and icons that users interact with. The next dimension is physical objects or space. Through what physical objects do users interact with the product? A laptop with a mouse or touchpad, or a smartphone with the user's fingers? And within what kind of physical space does the user do so? For instance, is the user standing in a crowded train while using the app on a smartphone, or sitting on a desk in the office surfing the website? These all affect the interaction between the users and the product. The fourth dimension is time. It mostly refers to media that changes with time, for example, animations, videos, or sounds. The last dimension is behavior. This includes the mechanism of a product. How do users perform actions on the website? How do users operate the product? Now let's see how five dimensions of interaction design come together in the animation shown on the screen. I hope the concept is quite clear now. I think we are good to move forward with the further theory. Let's study a little about interaction designers. For instance, if the company is large enough and has huge resources, it might have separate jobs for UX designers and interaction designers. In a large design team, there might be a UX researcher, an information architect, and information interaction designer, and a visual designer, for instance. But for smaller companies and teams, most of the UX design job might be done by one or two people who might or might not have the title of interaction designer. Interaction designers majorly focuses on design strategy. This is concerned with what the goals of a user are and in turn what interactions are necessary to achieve the goals. The next is wireframes and prototypes. This again depends on the job description of the company, but most interaction designers are tasked to create wireframes that lay out the interactions in the product. So that's all for this video. To know more about other essential design concepts, stay tuned for the next video. And for more such content, do follow and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.